Oh shit, man! Here we go, man. We got my guy Simba, man,
Yeah,
who just
that.
served 5 years in prison, man, and one of the first guys from Maryland to really touch my platform. Man, I want to go back, all the way before Say Cheese blew up, man. You was one of them guys who was on my platform pretty early, going crazy.
Yeah, that.
How you doing, man?
All is well. Alhamdulillah, we out here. You know,
Welcome home.
good looking, Brody.
How does it feel to be home?
Man, right now, it still feel like unreal a little bit. You know, I only been home for 2 weeks. I'm settling in. But shit, I know it's real, though. Because, it's been out here. We've been out here moving.
Yeah.
So we just...
Now I want to take it back to the beginning. The case is over with, right? Everything's over with.
Right.
Take us through that year. 2016, you released 500 bars, going crazy. But take us through that year of, everything that had happened.
All right, so 2016, I released the 500 bars part 2. So that joint went crazy. That joint went nuts. 500 bars part 2. It's at like 5 million right now. But so I did that. Probably was able to do a couple more songs and shit. And then, while I was at the peak, about to blow up, then I got locked up for 2 cases for real. So I ended up getting locked for that murder joint and the armed robbery.
Right. Now let's dig deeper into the murder. You beat that charge, so I think we could really talk about it. It was all over the internet at that time. You were charged for murder through accessory.
It was a conspiracy charge, It was wrapped up. It wasn't just me for real. It was like a conspiracy along with other people for real. And it was like, it was some shit that the police was just trying to paint in a different way. The news was trying to paint in a different way that it ain't really go down like that. It just some shit went down and, niggas had to react. That's all.
Right. Do you remember that day you got arrested for that? Was it like a warrant or did you turn yourself in?
Nah, I didn't even know that it was on. I didn't even know that they wanted me for real. They had just basically came to my house. The same day I got arrested for everything, I got arrested for that all at the same time.
Okay. And you not knowing what's going on at that time?
Nah, I didn't know what they was locking me up for, but once I got to the precinct, and then they was like, man, murder one and all that, so I already knew what was going on.
Yeah. Now, when you hear the word conspiracy, because conspiracy is really hard to beat. When you hear the words murder, when you hear the charges, what's going through your head at that time? You're going crazy as a rapper. You got a lot of stuff going for yourself, and then this shit happens. What's going through your mind, when all this is playing out?
So when I first heard the words, I just automatically just thought about a lawyer. I just like, man, I bet. Because I was like, man, this joint, I already knew, like, the fuck, they can't really charge me with that. So I was like, wasn't really worried about that one. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't even like really like, a lot of niggas break down in the room and all that. I just put my head down, wait for them to get me, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it.
Because I remember interviewing you while you were in jail. You were in good spirits. But at that time, we're not really knowing what's really going on. You're going through the whole situation, but you end up beating it.
Right.
Did you go to trial for that?
Nah, it was like, they ended up dropping certain charges and I just was able to cop out to a lesser charge.
Okay. And at that time, you're still not charged for the 24 years, right? You're not charged for the robberies yet?
No, I already had lost for the 24 years for
Okay.
armed robbery. I lost trial.
Okay.
Then later, I was able to do that.
Let's talk about the robbery situation. On the news, they accused you of, armed robbery at schools and robbing people for different shit like that. Let's talk about that. And they they sentenced you to 24 years for that. Take us through that day you were sentenced.
The day I was sentenced, right, like I was expecting, like, before I came in, I was like, man, they probably, because everybody in the counties I was with, like, they had, like, more worse gruesome robberies or whatever. So I'm like, niggas getting 18 months. Niggas getting 18 months, like, going to pre-release center, you hear me, off of smacking niggas out with dogs and all type of shit. So I'm like, shit, I know they on my dick, so they probably give me like 5 years, you hear me? That's what I'm thinking. So when I go up there, I'm like, man, I'm gonna just try to get this. You see what they do. I know they might put me for 5 years or whatever. But my Cody actually went up first, and that's when, like, you know, the way the bullpen set up, it's like he go up first and he able to come out and tell me what the hell happened. So he went out and he got up first. They gave him 30 and shit. So I was like, damn, they gave him 30. So I'm like, the fuck, they on some shit. I already know they about to try to get me, but I ain't get the 30 because I basically had a better record than him as far as like criminal record before. So they just gave me the 24 and just did it like that, you know. But when they gave it to me, shit definitely felt wild. But in my head, just like in so many other ways to get back from this situation. Like, I had never ever lost my faith. I never ever lost faith, like believing in God, or lost faith that I wasn't going to get out of the joint. I just was like, damn, I'm going to have to sit for a minute. And people really going to give up on me. They going to be like, man, this nigga got 20. I know how the world going to look at it like I really got 24 years and that I ain't going to see the streets no time soon. So I know people weren't going to fuck with me when I was in the joint. But never did I really ever think I was going to do 24 years. Not at one point in the time that I did my bit. I never ever thought that. You feel me? Because like that's some fucked shit. Like this shit wasn't even that serious. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
You're sitting in the trial. You're sitting in the courtroom. You're looking at the judge. Are you nervous? Are you sweating? Are you?
You talking about when I got the time or when I get the time back?
I'm talking about the time the trial where you got sentenced for the 24.
The trial or the sentence?
The sentencing. I'm sorry. The sentencing.
I look at the judge. I'm just listening to what the prosecutor's saying. For like the prosecutors, man, like I ain't gonna lie, they do a very good job. You know what I'm saying? They top notch. Like they deserve their job for real, because they be making it seem so much worse, but it shit be sounding so sweet when they be talking. So I'm like, oh, they gonna believe everything she's saying. So what my defense, you hear me? So back then I really wasn't ready for it, because I wasn't even gonna be like, I wasn't gonna admit to doing shit, you hear me? I just was gonna be like, man, all I was gonna do was like, man, I'm just trying to get better for real. You know what I'm saying? But so I already knew they was gonna give me the time for real once I see my co-defendant get the shit.
Yeah. So 24 years comes out her mouth, or his mouth, the judge's mouth, right?
Yeah, I had to add up all the time because it wasn't like just straight 24 years. He was just saying 3.5 years consecutive, 3.5 years consecutive, 3.5 years consecutive. So you had to add up all the time before you hear exactly how much time it was. But when I see how much time it was at the end, I was like, oh, I bet.
What's the reaction in the courtroom when this is said? What's your mom's reaction? What's your reaction? Are people crying? Take us through that whole moment.
Well, you know, Mons Dukes and all them, they definitely crying. But it was like way more people in the courtroom. With like a lot of people in there that wasn't just family, but they was family. They was family for real. But it was like other people in there, so it was like, you know, that's what it is. I looked over like a few times, but I just had to make it seem like I was all right.
Yeah. In that moment, I know you say you never lost faith, but 24 years, that's a lot of time. And in that moment, are you thinking like, damn, like I'm giving up a quarter of my life, like I'm giving up half my life?
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I wasn't thinking that I was gonna do it. I just was like, man, is it a possibility? I just want to make it out of prison though, because 24 years is when I went to the max. Like I was worried, more so concerned about like, you should be getting real up there, you know?
Yeah.
I was good, but I'm just saying like niggas was dying up that joint, you know? So it's like with 5 years, 10 years, so it don't even matter like what you got. You gotta be on some solid shit when you get up there.
What key evidence did they use to come up with the verdict? Was it people talking?
I don't remember. I don't remember what key evidence. They had a lot of shit they were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. The alleged victims, did anybody take the stand or anything?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 people. But they never said nothing about me though. Mm-hmm. Like, cause they don't know who the fuck. They never said nothing about me. They just took the stand and was like that stuff happened to them.
Yeah. Now I remember, it was news. Like all the rap blogs posted it when you got sentenced to 24 years. We did another interview. You mentioned an appeal. A lot of people laughed at you. They felt as though, we see that a lot. We see rappers get charged all the time. These crazy sentences. They're always talking about an appeal. when you're saying it, you know, people doubted you. They figured you'll probably never get out. We probably won't see you till 40 something. You know, people was, you know how people are. They think you're crazy. You know, with that whole appeal thing, how did that come about? Like, who was in your corner to help you, you know, get that appeal?
The first appeal got denied. The first appeal got denied, then you got a chance to do another one. You know what I'm saying? By the time the second one came out, Corday helped me out. He already was getting signed and shit. So he had to put some money for that. That one ain't work. So after that, you got the post-conviction, you got the reconsideration and shit. Once the second appeal ain't work, I had put my post in. Corday helped me out with that, and then I had some money and shit. So I had put my post in and shit. But I was like, man, my lawyer didn't even know that the judge had a reconsideration modification of the sentence already pending. Because that is basically like after you do 5 years, the judge could call you back and see if he wanted to decrease your time or let you home based on what you have done in prison or based upon how he's feeling now about the situation. So I had already knew that he had that held secure, which means that he held for when I get 5 years in. Because he could have denied it. When I put the motion in to do it, he could have just said, nah, I ain't bringing you back up after 5 years. He just denied it. But he had it held. So that kind of kept me going in prison. That like, I'm going to just go ahead and program through this joint. And when I come back in front of him, show him I'm going to do this. And he already know about the music. So just show him like, really talk to him, show him I'm really serious about this stuff. Because I never really talked to him. I never had a conversation with him. Even when he sentenced me the first time, I just like, was like, man, I ain't really say nothing, you know what I mean? But like, after this 5 years, I'm going to just tell him the type of man I am, what I learned in prison, what I seen, you know what I'm saying? So the modification is really what got me back. And that's what I really was doing in prison. Like a lot of people in prison, they were like, man, what you think you're going to get back off the modification? Because a lot of people in prison, other people, they'll tell you, man, that them certificates, all that shit you do, that don't mean nothing. They'll tell you that don't mean nothing. That ain't going to help you get home. But I'm like, man, shit. I'm going to try because I remember what my judge told me at trial when he gave me the time. He had already told me that I had a lot of talent. I just got to do the right thing. So I was like, all right, he already know I got the talent, so I just got to go in here, come up with a game plan, try to get out this joint. Because I'm like, man, I just had to fight to find a way out of that bitch, you hear me? Without doing no wild shit, you hear me? So that's the way it went down. Like, nigga, like, that shit could be searched up because a lot of niggas be on some bitch-ass shit. Niggas be thinking that just because you come home early, that mean that niggas on some weird shit. But my shit's solid, you hear me? So any fuck nigga talking that shit, bro, we would come see about that shit on my mother, you hear me? On Tay-Tay. But just go ahead. That shit is all motherfucking public record, you hear me? That's how that shit went down. There was a lot of people in the courtroom, you hear me? The judge seen what I had to present, seen what I did while I was in prison. I ain't do no bullshit when I was in prison. I realized I got to it, realized I did what I was supposed to do. He took the 24 years off, suspended it. I got this shit over my head. So I got like 20 years over my head if I was to get in any trouble. But niggas moving solid out here. And he just let me home, you hear me? Just let me home. The shit was just like shocking. I didn't even know he was gonna do that. I just thought he was gonna decrease my time, like maybe give me less time. And I probably was gonna do like 2-3 more years. But shit happened the way it's supposed to happen. You know, a lot of best of planners, and that's the way it's going down. But like I said, bro, any fuck nigga don't play with me real life, bro.
How long is the process of an appeal? Was this 2-3 years?
The first appeal gonna take a year. The next one is like 6-7 months, you hear me? So this whole time, like, I was waiting for my modification. Like, both of them got denied within the first 3 years of me being in prison. And the last 2 years was just me waiting on the modification for real.
What was the one moment where you're like, yo, I might get out? Like, what was the moment where you start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, where you like got a little bit of hope?
I always had hope, but when I really seen that, like, I had some more support when I was home, when I seen like all the things my brother Corday was doing, all the things that he could say to do to help me, that shit just made it a plus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now they could feel more comfortable with me being released because I got everything I need to do, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. So that's what, at the end, like, I start seeing it when I start hearing from my lawyer about what's going on. And then I start hearing, like, once the judge actually gave me the court date on September 30th, once he gave me the court date for September 30th, that's when I knew I was just, like, getting out. I just, like, knew it. But I didn't know what he was going to do. But on my head, I just like knew it a little bit because I just started making people like, I just start telling people like, yeah, bro, I might get out September 30th. You hear me? I put this shit in the air. You hear me? Yeah. Even though I didn't know it was going to happen, like, this shit really happened, though.
It's
Feel
funny
me?
how life works because I remember, talking to you 6 years ago. I don't know if it was like a phone conversation we were having. You were out of jail. This was before the whole
Oh
situation
yeah, when I
happened,
was in
but
my house one time, you hollered at me.
yeah,
And you was
and
that
and
was you used to
and
call me on FaceTime. I remember that shit.
yeah, and you were trying to put your brother. You was trying to put Corday on back then,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you were
yeah, yeah. It was
genuinely
yeah.
trying to put him on, bro. And it's crazy how he looked out for you when you was in a crazy situation, but you was really shouting him out way back then when you didn't even have to.
Yeah, cause niggas be on real nigga shit, bro. Like when I meet somebody, I fuck with them. I'm gonna fuck with them. You heard me? If I fuck with you, I'm gonna
Yeah,
fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So like niggas gonna show love back. Like if you a real nigga, you gonna actually show love back, respect. You know that's what he did. He didn't have to do the shit he did. You know what I'm saying? He
yeah,
could have just got on and stopped fucking with
mm,
niggas. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
With Corday, right? Was it a crazy bag to get you out? Like what
you said a
what
crazy
numbers we
bag.
talking about?
It wasn't even a crazy bag for real. Bro, it really was a lot. It wasn't shit but 20K, you know what I'm saying? It really like, bro, niggas be spending crazy bags no matter what it is, bro. If it's not decreed for you to come home, you just ain't gonna come home. You can spend $1 million on a lawyer. Don't matter what it is, bro. If you're not supposed to come home, you ain't gonna come home. That's what it is. Like, it really ain't had to do with the money for real, because when I came to my court date, it was really because like I was really smarter. And the way I was talking, like when I got the chance to talk, the judge was really listening to me. You know what I'm saying? Because when like before it was going on, like it didn't seem like he was listening to all the support I had, all the little stuff the court they brought. It didn't seem like he was listening to that. And then when the prosecutor talked, you know what they gonna say? They gonna try. So I had the last chance to talk. So I was like, once the prosecutor talk, I seen the temperature of the courtroom. I looked at everybody else, and I was like, oh yeah, they think that nigga done. They don't think. I see. They just like they let their hopes down. So I said, let me pull a trick out the bag. You hear me? Got up, start talking. You hear me? Words start flowing. You hear me? And I just talked about how I changed and how I'm just trying to go home and do this music. You know what I'm saying? And be an influence to the youth for real. And just talking about how prison ain't the place to go. Like you don't want to go there for real. So that's just
Right.
that's really what happened. That's really what. Once he saw me talking, I seen that how he was shaking his head at everything I was saying. Then when I seen the judge start asking me questions, then I seen, oh, like, yeah, he about to give me some time back. But I ain't know he was gonna give me everything back. You feel me? So it is what it is, though.
When you got the appeal, did you cry?
Nah, I ain't cry. I ain't gonna lie, like when I heard him like say, when I heard him, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grant your request. See, my request wasn't even to be home that day. My request was just to reduce my time into 8.5 years. He said, I'm gonna go ahead and grant your request. I'm gonna just take everything for you. You're gonna be home today. So I ain't gonna lie, like I was put a smirk on. I like couldn't hold my smile, but I looked at my man and all them because my man and all them was in the courtroom. So I'm like, I was just seeing how they look. Cause I know to see how happy they is. Like they like, damn, what the fuck happened? But you know, I couldn't like. I ain't crying nothing. I seen people crying in the joint though.
It ain't nothing wrong with crying, man. Real
No, it's
men
not
cry
about
too, man.
crying. I just don't know how. Like I ain't cried in a long time though. For
Yeah.
real, I like ain't cried. Like last time I cried was my man was right there. I was down in county jail and I was thinking about the shit for real. I keep it 100. I was thinking about the case and shit. But that was the last time, bro. And a lot of my man died, but I just be feeling it. But I don't know. Like shit don't be coming out my eyes no more. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like that shit be numbing me.
So
Like,
you had no idea. You had no idea you was coming home.
what, that day?
Yeah, that day you had no idea.
I
you
had a
was coming
feeling
home.
because I told everybody like you know that is speaking shit to existence, bro. Like I had a feeling because I had told everybody that I was with in a joint. I was like, listen, bro, like I'm going 30th, so what you want? Like if I leave, what you want? I'm leaving shit to niggas and shit. So niggas like, man, you niggas already had it in the air, bro. You about to go home. But I don't even know like they was already like, bro, you about to go home. You about to go home. So I'm like, when the shit happened, I was like, damn, nigga really was about to go home. But you can't never really tell if you're gonna go home or not. But I was just being positive, you hear me? And my sisters and my family always told me about being positive and shit. And like I was really on there like really praying. Like I was really praying. Like I wasn't taking my religion. I was taking my religion seriously. You know what I'm saying? I still am for real. Like I don't really be, you know what I'm saying? If I say I'm with something, I'm gonna do it 100%.
So you left your whole commissary for your homies
Yeah, I left
in
everything. I
jail?
ain't bring nothing with me when I left. I left all the clothes I had, all the fly shit. Like I had some fly shit down there. know what I'm saying? I had an Xbox, TVs, all that shit. I left it with all the Muslim brothers, you know what I'm saying? All the good men, you know? Left with all of them. Just in case I don't come back, like, man, go ahead. But when they gave me my time back for me to go home, I was able to go back to the jail. Like, they brought me back to the jail to get released. So they actually brought me back on the tier. So I spent like 20 minutes last on the tier, and that's when I was like, man, just pass this out. You know what I'm saying? Just pass it out to all the men.
You get released, and like we talked about earlier, a lot of people were speculating, and you know how the internet is, man. You get released, they accuse you of, you know, telling, corroborating. I just kind of want you to reiterate about that again, man, because it's one of them things where people just think it's too good to be true. Like, you had to do some shit to get
That's
out.
only people that don't understand how prison work, you know what I'm saying? People think when you get the time, like, there's no way out, you know what I'm saying? No, he got to do 24 years. That's a nigga that's not street nigga. That's why I don't even listen to them bitch ass niggas. Because if I told, you got to come and produce with somebody who I told on. My codees ain't going to tell you I told on them. None of my codees ain't going to tell you I told them. Ain't going to be no paperwork on Sim, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be public record, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a public record, bro. Niggas got to find a discovery packet, all that type of shit for a nigga even say some shit about a nigga. If a nigga hot, nigga know a nigga hot. Like, I'm a whole fucking rapper. This shit would have been out there, you hear me? I'm saying like, nigga, I came home off of real life being solid, you hear me? A lot of niggas don't know that. Like all the men know. All the men know that nigga really solid. I wasn't even really supposed to be in there on some shit. Like, I'm real live. Like, nigga, I really was rapping when I was home. Niggas think I was out there really, you know what I'm saying? But I had to stay solid on the charge, you hear me? So if niggas really knew the whole story, niggas wouldn't even say that shit, you hear me? You know what I mean? But it is what it is, bro. Like, it's only a few bitch ass niggas saying that shit. Really more love than that shit. It's just some bitch ass nigga that's really some goofy comedians getting paid for Instagram that used to be rappers. You hear me? Bitch ass niggas, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta choose your lanes. You a rapper or you a comedian, for real. Bitch ass nigga. Niggas know what up, for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you're funny, man.
For real though, bro. Like, and that's with anybody. Niggas like, this is fuck. Real life, bro.
5 years, man. So you do 5 years in prison. You're out now. Like, what's some things that you have to adjust to? Because, you know, things are way different now than back then.
You said things way different. Yeah, it's definitely different back now than back then. Like, definitely, I was definitely moving. Like, how I was moving back then, I was moving good. Like, but I wasn't as militant as I am now. It's more dangerous out here. I just keep that 100 with you. Like, I'm a little bit more famous, even though I ain't even dropped no shit. But like, I keep getting spotted. But it's more dangerous out this bitch. Like, it's definitely more active. You know what I mean? They try to say that when I got locked up, the crime rate went down around my way. But shit, that shit skyrocketed. I don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Yeah.
This shit active. You hear me?
What's something that what have you been having trouble with adjusting to?
With adjusting to? It's just like everything moving fast. I feel like I gotta keep going. I don't want to stay in one place. But I don't like a fuck. I really don't know. Like, other than that, I can't really give you a specific thing. Like, it's different. Oh yeah, another thing I'm difficult adjusting to is the attitude of people. That's really what it is. Because I've been behind the door, I haven't really been dealing with that much people. You know what I mean? Niggas didn't really talk to the police when we was locked up. Like, we didn't talk to the COs, like, have conversations and shit. We just talked to all the men that was locked up, but we all locked up and shit. But I ain't gonna lie, like, people really rude as shit out here. Like, I be really wanting to smack the shit out of people. Like, nigga come to you, like, I might be in a CVS somewhere or anything. Like, the other day I was in a CVS and I was trying to get some fucking medication, all this other shit. And the nigga just acting like he don't want to deal with me or help with me. Like, nigga, you work here. Where the fuck is the customer service at? Like real life though. Like, no bullshit. Where the fuck is the customer service? Like, I can't be treated like a human. It's like when I walk and I try to be nice to people, they don't treat me like a human, bruh. They treat me like I'm a fucking gangster, like they automatically know, you hear me? Like, I'm like, what? Like, dang, like, people rude as shit out here. I don't know how to deal with that. That's one thing I can tell you about. Like, I'll be really about to zap.
Since you've been gone, over 50 rappers have been killed.
Right.
What hit you the hardest while you were in jail?
Well, as far as
news, it's like, you know, hearing things from in jail, news and stuff like that. Like, what hit you the hardest?
Like, as far as with the industry shit?
Yeah, like, what's something where you was in jail and you was like, what the hell?
The first one I was like, what the hell, was when Nipsey Hussle got killed. That's when I was like, when I seen the footage, I was like, damn. Nigga can't be out there lacking. Like, I just be seeing what be happening to rappers, And I just be like, damn, that just showed me how I had to move if I move out there. You know what I'm saying? How I got to move when I'm out there. Because I was seeing what's happening to rappers, but it was like, when I seen the footage of him, I'm like, damn, man, niggas really fucked it with Shawty. So I'm like, all right, that was one where I was like, okay, nigga got to slow down. Nigga got to make sure nigga move right. It was another person. What the fuck I'm thinking about? Another person.
Was Kobe a big one for you?
Oh, Kobe, that just showed me that like, you could die at any time. Like, that just showed me like, bro, it don't matter, bro. What it is, bro. You could just die. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to really not really cherish the life of this world and just be thinking about the next, because you could really just die. That just showed me like, it don't matter how much money you have. Like, that shit don't mean nothing when you die, bro. Allah gonna ask you about how you used it for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what basically what good did you do? You know what I'm saying? Don't really matter about the money. But it was another rapper. I can't think of it right now. But another rapper. I can't think about it though.
You know, music and fashion changed a lot since you've been gone.
Right.
Have you
I was updated to all the music up there because, you know, niggas was y'all lit up that bitch. So niggas was on bikes, niggas was on phone. I seen all this shit happening, you hear me? I really knew what was going on. That's why I knew how niggas was rapping out here. Cause I already was looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I was hip to all the new music. I was hip to all the new dressing. My man sending me over big pictures. I know how niggas dressing. Everybody fly. Niggas got money.
You know, tell us some crazy stories from in prison. You know, I recently interviewed Fat Trail, free him again. But he was telling me like crazy shit about him like having like Xboxes, throwing 2K tournaments behind bars. Like, tell us some crazy prison stories.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, when we got locked down for about like 2-3 months. Somebody died and got killed in the yard or whatever. So it's like we was playing the Madden tournaments, but we had found a way for people in the other cells to be a part of, like, you got TVs in your cell, but it was like this one little cord that we were stretching that were like basically like we could really have Madden tournaments with everybody on the tier. All that, like we be in the cell playing a whole nother nigga that's in another cell type shit. And then we would just had a big ass Madden tournament or whatever. But we was doing that because we was bored of shit. We found out how to do that because we was locked down for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. So how often were fights going down in there? Was that something that was pretty?
Well, I didn't really see real fights until when I went to protection, because that's where niggas fighting at. That was not a maximum security prison. Maximum, niggas wasn't fighting. Niggas was getting stabbed. You hear me?
Damn.
Niggas was really like, nobody was fighting. If a nigga fought, like, you would know that a nigga gonna get stabbed later. You hear me? Like, niggas was not fighting up that bitch. It's all lifers. Niggas was not fighting. Not at all.
How did you protect yourself? Was there certain things you
same way you protect yourself in here, but just a little bit more aware. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta keep, like, sad to say, like, you gotta keep the strap when you out here. Like, you go in the rec yard in the prison, like, you should have a dog on you, a knife. You know what I mean? They can't, like, but like, they don't mess certain, like, you good, bro. As long as you fuck with certain people, like, you good. Like, niggas fuck with you, certain niggas not gonna fuck with you. If they know a lot of niggas fucking with you, they not gonna fuck with you. But if you not, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it still happen. Like if you really involve yourself into the violence, even if niggas fuck with you, if you do some fuck shit, then that's how niggas get stabbed, because it be thorough niggas getting stabbed, but it's because like shit be going down with like dumbass drug deals and all that other shit. Like, that's really what be happening, why niggas be getting blown up in there. But I was good though. Yeah. I ain't had a scratch since I've been in that bitch. You heard me?
500 bars part 3, man. That's what the fans want to know.
Man, the fans, that's how you know they not fans. I already got a part 3. It's on Instagram. I mean, it's on, I said Instagram. It's on mixtape. It's on the mixtape, bro. It's on Freddie.
Part 4. Ruger. Shit, you got so many fucking 500
bars.
The next one, nigga.
The next one. They only know the video. I mean, but, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no more 500 bars. This shit called Spartacus. That's my new shit. Some gladiator shit. I have Spartacus, the first one coming out. I'm having Spartacus too. You know what I'm saying? 500 bars.
So we won't get a 500 bars part 4.
There is one. Go on SoundCloud.
God damn, part 5, nigga?
Nah. I just told you, Spartacus. That shit is just like it. It's hard. You hear me? Fuck, that shit is hard. It's probably harder, bro.
So The new release is coming out what Friday?
Yeah, now it's coming out tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thursday.
Okay. And what can we expect from that? Are you leaving off on, the Simba we know from 2016, or you want some whole new shit?
I mean, I'm bossed up now. I got like way more. You know what I mean? I'm way flyer than I was before. I was thugging. I'm still thugging, but I was thugging before. You know what I mean? I really didn't have shit. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna kind of see like a nigga kind of more a little. You know what I'm saying? And I always could rap, so it's definitely gonna be some hard shit. I ain't getting no that shit don't happen to me writer's block or nothing like that. That shit gonna be hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're a completely free man. You could travel, you could do drugs, you could do whatever, or you still.
No, I can't do no. I don't do no drugs. I've been started doing drugs. So I wouldn't even if I was supposed to. I would. I'm on probation. You hear me? For 5 years, but
Okay.
it'll probably be 3 years if I'm good. I ain't got no house arrest or nothing like that, so I could move around and shit. But if I really want to go out of state, then I gotta just tell them what I'm doing. Like if I'm getting booked, then I could go. You hear me? If I'm getting booked, then I could go. I just gotta tell them. But you know, it is what it is.
Man, straight up, man. It's exciting. I'm excited to see you home. A lot has happened in 5 years. Are there any artists that you want to work with?
Like you talking about? I'm trying to like, focus on me right now. You fuck with Young Boy though. Yeah.
Okay. Man, most definitely. Is there anything else you want to let off your chest before we get out of here?
Man, y'all already know what it is, man. Ruger. But it's 2022. Shit is all year, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is from there.